time out. Would you say that was one of the best performances of your career?
Definitely, for sure.
Was it also one of the most important, I guess, of your career as well? Because I think you're kind of going full time now, right? Was it important to get that result?
Absolutely, and it was like I was right on the end of my contract with the UFC, so it was definitely I had to go out there and win, and luckily I got to go out there and win and put a stamp on it, you know?
I know you don't like to talk about it at the time, but it's in retrospect now. Was there a lot of pressure? I mean, was this like a different feel than most fights?
I don't know, it was weird. It's like I knew it was a big fight, but I just felt very confident and comfortable, you know, going into it.
And I guess to perform the way you did, I mean, is that a big confidence builder for you, knowing that, like what you can do?
Oh, absolutely. You know, going into, fight against Arlovski, I mean, they're very similar fighters. They're built very similar. They have very similar skills, so I kind of feel like I went from him. I was supposed to fight that other guy, and then that fell through, and I got the fight I wanted anyways. So it worked out for me.
Very nice. What was it like when you got the call that it wasn't going to be Tough anymore, and it's going to be Arlovski? I mean, former champion, future Hall of Famer. You know, what was the reaction for you?
It was funny because my manager's like called me, and I'm like, he's like, I got good news and bad news. I'm like, I already know what the bad news probably is. He's like, well, the good news is you're going to fight Arlovski. And I was like, oh, all right. That's awesome, man. I was pretty excited. I joked around with him, like, why'd you even call me? Like, that's great.
Would you consider yourself an Arlovski fan? I mean, obviously, he's a guy that's been doing it for decades at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been watching him fight since I was younger, and I mean, he's an entertaining fighter. That's why we like him. You know, I grew up watching him. That's why he was one of my favorite fighters. You know, and it's pretty cool that I get to fight him now and showcase what I can do against him.
Does it make it weird at all? Because, I mean, not many guys have been around as long as he has, like you said, that we watched when we were kids and stuff, you know what I mean? Does it make it weird at all to get in there and not look at it like a peer, or you have to make sure, like, hey, he's just a dude in there. He's just another opponent.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard at all to go in there and fight him because I know going in, he's going to try to take my head off. So, like, you know, he's not going to go in there and be like, oh, well, I'm glad you're a fan. I'll take it easy on you. I know he's going to either come in there and try to, bust my head off. So I'm going to go in there and try to do the same to him.
I love it. Prepping for him, did you need to watch? I mean, is this a guy that, like, hey, we need to break down his film, or you're like, we've seen him fight like 40 times. I think we know what's coming.
Yeah, it was kind of like I've seen him fight a bunch of times, but I really did go back and really focus on his last 4 or 5 fights, you know.
What do you think's making him so successful at this point, right? Like, what do you see in his game that's allowing him to keep competing at a high level at this age?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing that I've seen and watching his film is, I mean, he's just gotten a lot smarter. He moves a lot better. He's not staying and brawling in with guys, big guys, you know. He's a lot more, I would almost say he's even more patient and stuff. And I think it's really helped him get, he's on a 3-fight win streak now. And you watch those fights, he just really showcased how he can move really well, stay long, be patient, be the smarter fighter. And I'm going to try to mess all that up when I fight him Saturday.
I like it. Co-main event, does that mean anything to you, or does the position on the card, like maybe a little extra tension, does it mean anything or not?
I mean, other than I've done more interviews than I have before, it's no big deal. And I mean, I kind of like fighting later in the night. I'm not the guy that's like wants to wake up at 10 fighting by noon, so it makes it a little nicer.
Very nice. Last thing for me, I mean, a win here, obviously it'd be a big win over a big name. Considering the position you were just in, where do you go from here? I mean, now do you start calling out names and I want this guy, give me that, or what do you think comes next with a win over a guy like Arlovski?
I mean, I definitely think everybody's eyes will be open to me. But yeah, just keep moving up, you know. If go out there and have a great performance against him, and yeah, I would like to keep moving up the list of people.
After the victory with Sherman in the post-fight press conference, you talked about how in that fight you were telling your coach word for word that you said envision something, what you were going to do if you catch his leg. You caught his leg and it went just as you had told your coach. Just wondering if you got any visions for how this fight's going to go if a certain opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a good striking, fight, but it's kind of the same thing. If he starts throwing these lazy kicks, I know he's gotten into the teep kicks, and it's lazy. I'm putting him on his back, and you guys see what I can do once I get somebody, when I'm on top of somebody. So that's what I'm going for, the kill. I'm not trying to ride this out for 3 rounds. I'm trying to get in there and get out and get paid. But the least amount of damage inflicted on myself.
And I guess it's probably safe to say, but I mean, you fought at middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. Safe to say that heavyweiught's the home now going forward, or could that
Yeah,
change?
definitely for me. Yeah.
Thank you.